So hi everyone. So as I have mentioned, we are going to learn making inferences. So our goal today would be drawing inferences from the text and use evidences to support the conclusions. So after the last video, what we understand is taking the clues from the text, which we call textual evidence, and with the knowledge what I already know, when I combine both of them, it becomes an inference. So once again, clues from the text, the textual evidence plus what I already know is equal to inference. Now, let me give you an example. Let's read this together. Are you all ready? Yeah, that's good. Mom, I need a napkin. It's melting. The sticky green juice is running onto my fingers. This is what my daughter yelled from another room. Now, can you quickly guess what is it about? She talks about a sticky substance which is melting and running onto her fingers. Yes, very yummy, right? Something which is delicious. What is it? Even without a word mentioned, we know that it is a green popsicle. Is your guess right? Absolutely, yes, it is. Now, let me give you a quick another example. Now, let's read the following passage. A new report came out about teens and cell phones. Teens use cell phones mostly to access the internet, share photos, and send messages. Teens spend the most time sending messages. They send more messages to their friends than to family members. Now, what can we infer from this passage? Let's look at the option A. Teens never use cell phones to record videos. B. Teens spend less time on sharing photos than they do sending messages. C. Teens' family members never return messages. D. Teens don't enjoy accessing internet. Now, can you all guess which option would be correct and how do we infer this passage? Now, when I say A, teens never use cell phones to record videos, this text never talks about that. It often says teens love using internet. Option B, teens spend less time on sharing photos than they do sending messages. So, does this talk about sending messages a lot? Yes, and what does it say? They send more messages to their families and teens spend most time sending messages. So when we look at the four options, what do you think is the right one? Yes, it is the option B. Now let us see what tells us that the option B is correct. Now here it says spend less time on sharing photos than they do sending messages. So let's check the evidences. What are they in the text to prove that this is correct? Now, the evidence I have here is, it says teens spend most time sending messages. They send more messages to their friends than family members. These two evidences show me that they spend more time on sending messages rather than sharing photos. So this is what the text infers. This is what we can infer from this passage. So when you have to infer, when you have to make inferences, you need to remember certain things to make appropriate inferences. So first thing, never lose sight of the available information. Read all the information. Do not skip any information. Next, use your background knowledge and experience. This is really important. We all have experiences. We all have knowledge. We know many things. So let's connect the available knowledge from the text to our knowledge, what we already have. And finally, consider the alternatives. Don't just look at one option. Think of many options. Predict. Ask questions to yourself. Why did this happen? How did this happen? And when did this happen? Be a detective. Try finding clues for your answers. And finally, connect it to your prior knowledge. So by doing all these, you will definitely make your best inferences.